The number one question I get. So my man John writes in from Florida. He says, hey, why not just get out? I got all my money in Wellesley. Why not just get out right now and wait until the recession is over and then get back in once it's over? He goes, I know if I'm in accumulation phase, buying shares at when they're low is wonderful, but I'm no longer in accumulation phase. I'm in retirement phase. So why not just get out, wait till the recession comes and goes and hop back in? Oh my goodness. This is frustrating to me. And he seems like a good guy. It's a valid question. But does he actually think that there's like a bell that says, oh, ding, 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 recession's coming, get out. And then later on, ding, 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 recession's over. It doesn't work like that, man. So the issue with the recession, get out before the recession hits and get back in after the recession's over. When are you going to determine these dates? When are you going to determine these dates? We're not in a recession right now, all right? Now, and the reason we know, we're looking at quarterly, all right? So the quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. We're in the end of Q4 right now. Awful hard to imagine Q4 being down. We know Q3 wasn't down, so hard to imagine Q4 being down. So we're going to assume that Q4, the economy grew, which means the earliest we can have a recession, a real recession that they call. We had a technical recession in Q1 and Q2. For some reason, they didn't call that, so whatever. I guess we just change it as the situation goes, but be it as it may. It was a technical but not a real recession as called by I think it's BEA or MBER. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So the earliest they will call a recession will be August of 2023, because we got to wait for Q1 to be down. Then we got to wait for Q2 to be down. And the numbers at the end of Q2 won't be devised and analyzed until August of 2023, which is a month into Q3. So the earliest they can call a recession will be in August of 2023. All right. So man John says, I should get out before the recession. All right. So then in August of 2023, they call the recession, because again, it's backwards looking, all right? So lagging indicator, we're looking in the rear view mirror. So as John said, okay, they just called it, I get back in now when they just called the recession. I highly suspect he won't. I highly suspect he'll say, no, I'm going to get out. I'll stay out until they call the recession over. And the earliest they can call it over would be in November 2023. Well, because all we need is 1/4 of positive GDP to get out of the recession. So the earliest they can call the recession would be in August of 2023. The earliest they can call it to get out of the recession would be in November 2024. October, November. Yeah. All right. So then so do you think that there's like, again, a bell that rings that says, hey, ding? I mean, that doesn't happen. Are you going to listen to the economists who say recession's on, recession's off, and jump back in then? Or what? You're just going to go with your gut? I mean, what if Q1 is positive? What if you get out now because everyone's saying the recession is coming and Q1 is positive? Then the earliest there'll be a call to recession would be for Q2 and Q3, which would be November 2023. You see how this game is played? The recession is a lagging indicator. Just because everyone says they think there's going to be a recession, well, hell's bells, we just had one, Q1 and Q2. But it's a technical, not a called recession. It's still a recession, which is why the markets were down. This game of playing the recession in of itself doesn't mean the markets. Here's the thing about the markets, which is amazing. The markets are forward looking. The recession is backwards looking. So you're either going to go off the prognosis of economists that a recession is coming, but it's not called yet. It cannot be called. So you're going to look at your favorite economist and say, this guy is saying a recession is coming. And I'm going to get out to avoid the recession. Then once this economist I like says the recession's over, I'll get back in. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's fine. But that's just pure speculation. This guy acts like, and again, I'm not trying to bash this guy, but he acts like Oh, it's like this simple. A recession's called, the markets go down, the recession's over, the markets bottom up, they start going up again. It doesn't work like that, man. The markets are forward looking. So what the market sees is what they expect to happen 3 months from now. What the analysis sees is what happened in the previous quarter. That's why the markets are always forward looking. They're saying we expect the economy to do this in the next 3 months, and very rarely are they wrong. Very rarely are they wrong. Sometimes they go down without a recession. Sometimes they continue to go up even with a recession. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes inverted yield curve. Sometimes. There's just no if this happens, that happens. There isn't any. There isn't any. If this happens, that happens. And look, do whatever the hell you want with your money. I don't care. I just sit there and I say, if it was that easy, don't you think everyone would be doing it? Man. Everyone say, we're going to go into recession next year because everyone's saying it, so I'm going to get out. And then Q1 comes around and it turns out to be positive GDP, which means inherently there cannot be a recession then until November of a call recession until November of 2023, because we got to know a second quarter and third quarter of 2023 before it can be a recession. Does that make any sense? No. Well, I'll get out because everyone says there's going to be a recession, so I'll get out now, and then I'll get back in when everyone says there won't be a recession. Again, this is all hindsight. The markets are forward thinking. Forward thinking is what the markets are. Thus, you're always going to be a step behind. The markets are saying right now, I don't know what they've been over the last month. Let's just see. We'll look at the S&P 500 over the last month or so, and we'll see what the market thinks for the next 3 months or 3 months from now. All right, so the S&P 500 over the last 3 months, let me get my specs on. We started 3 months ago at 36, and right now we're at 38. So the S&P 500 over the last month is positive territory. Now, one could say since we were at 4,080 November a month ago, now we're at 38244. So you could say over the last month we're down, not very much, but a little bit, 160 points on 4,000. A little bit, not much. You could make a case for the last month that the markets expect the next 3 months from now the economy will be south. All right, but at least for the last quarter, the markets don't expect in the next couple months, at least, they did not expect back then for these next 2 months to be down. They didn't. And as such, the recession that you're hoping that you're going to avoid, it might not happen. And if it doesn't happen, then when you get back in. That's the whole point. Why? Especially if you know the markets. Look, here's the way you look at it all the time. Every time. It's simple. Investing is simple. I'm going to make this easy. Ready? Oops, hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Here we are today. Right? Here we are today. We're either going to be here, or here. One of these 3 places. All right. So if we're here, why not just stay in? If we're here, you're getting the dividends. Why not just stay in? If we're here, then get out. I don't care. But don't you see? Of the 3 things, 2 of them are against you, one's for you. Why? If you think the markets are going to be lower 3 months, then get out. If you think the markets can be higher or stay even, then stay in. It just is literally that simple. Why make this harder? I don't get it, man. But Josh, don't you see? It goes like this. So even though the markets will be higher in 3 months, 6 years, something like that, I could get out, avoid it going down to here, because it could even go down here. I could avoid it going down here. Does it matter? I don't know, man. If you think the markets could be higher in the future, just stay in. It's just that simple. If you can't sleep at night, get out. This timing the market stuff drives you up the wall. But it's the number one question I get, man. Do what you got to do. I literally don't care. There's the idea, though, that a recession bell goes off. I just can't believe people still fall for this. The recession kicks in, the markets go down. The recession's end, the markets go up. Okay, let's go. We'd all be rich. All right, we'll see you.